So we have two main revenue streams. We're first selling this device for a fixed price, which is the wearable you need to capture the data. And then we have a subscription fee, which allows you to get more data, deeper analysis, more insights that you pay every month. So we'll look at these two revenue streams differently, and we'll start by the fixed fee for the device. So we're selling this device for $299, right? So assume someone's going to buy it in year 0 for $299. Now, we're also assuming that after the first 3 years, maybe he or she's going to buy it again for that same price. Now, the reason we're assuming this is when you look at what's happening in the market for wearables today, that's the way people behave. Yeah. Usually maybe after 3 years, it's going to break or there's going to be a new version, and therefore they're going to buy it again.
Makes sense.
Cool. Then we look at the repurchase rate. So we've assumed that someone's going to buy it in year 0, that someone's going to buy it for 100% of.
That's what you mean by next.
Exactly. There's 100% chance that person buying it because we're assuming it, right?
Sure.
But say 3 years later, not every there's not 100% chance that the same person, is going to buy it again. And the reason for this is maybe his behavior will have changed. He won't have the need anymore.
Stopped competing.
Exactly. And so we assume that there's 60% chance that this same person is going to buy it again.
All right.
And again, that comes from the research on the way people behave in the market. So now we're going to look at the gross margin. And essentially what it is it's helping us understand how much it's going to cost us to build this device and how much we're going to have left out of these $299 to pay for marketing and to pay for all the other fixed costs we have in the company. Sure. And so based on our early analysis, we believe that after we've built the wearable, 60% of these $299 will be left for us to pay for all the remaining fees, right? And so we started by assuming a price of $299, and just to make sure that everyone understands that this assumes that we're going to sell direct. There's going to be no discount fee, no returns. It's a big assumption we're making here to make the calculation easier.
Yeah, because they could also be going through resellers, etc., right? In which case, the price that they bring back to the company is going to be different.
Yeah, this goes back to, in the LTV, you're just trying to get the ballpark number here. I mean, if we're to really break this down, the $299 is actually their list price, and that assumes they don't discount it. That assumes they also don't sell it through any discounters in year 0 and year 3.
Yeah.
Is that realistic? Maybe, maybe not. Probably not. But for order of magnitude here, you use $299. The gross margin is based off the $299. So the top number drives a lot of what's going to happen below it.
Yeah, I want to pause on this for a moment because it's very important to the LTV calculation. When you're calculating LTV, you're not counting the list price, but you're counting the revenue that ultimately arrives at your company.
Exactly. So if they weren't selling direct, you wouldn't take the list price. You would take the revenue that would net to them. Yeah. So if I'm selling something through a reseller, I'm probably going to give up 40% of the revenue to them. So if the product's selling for $100, yeah, I'm only at best receiving $60 of that. Even if I'm selling direct, if I'm selling a product for $100, I might have to discount that. And right, if I discount it by 10%, then that number is 90. So we could go through this, but Alessandro and Dan feel comfortable that they're going to sell this at list price to a customer that's price inelastic. If it does the job, they're going to buy it at that price. They'll buy it online and they can go direct. And that's what their primary market research has shown.
Exactly. And so 3 years down the line, we're also assuming a margin of 60%, although there's a chance that that margin may even become higher as we sell more and we can make more economies of scale.
Because you achieve economies of scale.
Exactly, right? But based on the uncertainty, we're still assuming 60% because this is something we're confident with today.
Yeah.
And then as we move down to the profit, when we kind of do this calculation, we'll realize that in year 1, we'll keep $179 out of the sale, and in year 3, $107. So kind of this is the basis of the calculation
Yeah.
for the one-time revenue part of our.
And again,
of
the
LTV.
profit number for year 0 and for year 3 are different because of the repurchase rate, right?
Exactly, because
Yeah.
not everyone that bought it in year 0 is going to buy it in year 3.
Yeah, makes sense.
And I think a few points to bring out here, Dean, is it's a, they've written out $179.40. That's really just, you're at 175 give or take here, and out here you're at $100 give or take for that one as well. And so this kind of a precision that we're going through, I don't want the audience to be too frustrated about that. You're trying to find order of magnitude here.
Yeah.
I think the other thing that's really nice here is they are referencing Fitbit, which they have been able to study because Fitbit has gone public. So they look at their numbers and they find out, are these reasonable numbers, are these not reasonable numbers, the repurchase rate, the price, the margins. So they're sanity checking their numbers as they've gone through the process, which gives much more confidence to them and credibility to someone sitting and listening to this, saying, do they know what they're doing? Is this accurate?
Yeah, because one of these days, these guys might be meeting venture capitalists, and these people will certainly be looking at Fitbit numbers.
Absolutely. And that would be a good proxy, a good comparison to Humon.
Yeah.